Hey everyone, so I want to talk about the FILIP Hronek trade to the Vancouver Canucks some more because when I recorded that last video, go check it out on the channel, that was my instant reaction. I was literally recording for the Shane Gostisbehere trade and then that just popped up on my phone. I'm like, damn, I gotta record. So if you look at the Canucks cap situation, this is where I think Canucks fans really get frustrated, and also just overall the misdirection. It's not about the player FILIP Hronek. If you're a contending team, like if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs, or if you're even the Ottawa Senators that are in a playoff race, or the Edmonton Oilers or Calgary Flames, that's more of a conversation to do a FILIP Hronek trade like this. A guy that's another year on his contract, RFA status, and he's 25 years old, right shot guy. And you know what? This still might be a good fit for the Canucks long term. But that's not the point here. You had 2 first-round picks and a second. You had 3 picks in the first 2 rounds, and all of a sudden you're just left with 1. The misdirection. I understand Canucks ownership have always talked about retool. But a retool is also not this rush thing. This is before the trade deadline. Most times, more times than not, when you make a trade, when you're adding before the trade deadline, adding before the freaking draft, you're adding, or you're a contender, or you're just adding picks. You're not a rebuilding team or a retool, whatever you want to call it, going to a draft hoping for Connor Bedard and adding a right shot defenseman, a guy that's going to improve your standing position potentially. Sorry, I can't even speak because what are the Canucks doing, man? I made a TikTok where I was just yelling, but it's just like, I'm not even surprised anymore. I'm just baffled. And I just do not understand the perspective here. Connor Bedard is a BC boy. He likes the Canucks, man. You should be I understand the league doesn't want tanking. And the Canucks should be trading Boeser. They should be trading JT Miller. If these trades don't happen, then try before the draft because JT Miller's no moving clause will kick in. And then it's going to be even tougher, obviously. But there's been talks with Pittsburgh. They've got to trade one of these guys. They can't keep getting, why are you trying to get better, guys? So FILIP Hronek, RFA status, he'll be an RFA in the summer of 2024? So he's acquiring a guy for Quinn Hughes. I mean, Patrick Levine in his statement, he's acquiring a guy for Quinn Hughes. So Quinn Hughes with FILIP Hronek. If I'm Kyle Dubas, I'm going, what can we do to get Brock Boeser and how much are you willing to retain and blah, blah. Because if they're willing to make, moves like this, and it feels like it's more, I don't know if this is more off emotion or what it is. Because Hronek, he literally just got hurt. And the Red Wings are they're all over Chychrun rumors now. And I talked about that yesterday and people were chirping me for it. I fully believe that Canucks believe Hronek will be a good part of their future, and I think he might. But the point is, and I'm rambling a little bit here, is you are trying to get a generational talent in Connor Bedard, and FILIP Hronek, if he plays coming up here, when he comes back from the injury, whenever that is, again, maybe he doesn't, maybe he's injured, maybe he's decently injured, but the point is, you do not make a move like this when you're in the state of the Vancouver Canucks. You just trade a first and second round pick. You traded one of the main pieces. I know there's 3 pieces, but on the surface, the first round pick for Bo Horvat, that's the big piece. That's the big piece where, hey, I understand the protection's there, but there's a possibility that the Red Wings now can draft middle of the first round in a very stacked draft. People are comparing this draft to 2005. 2015, sorry. 2015 was an insane draft. 2015, obviously, right? So the fact that this is being compared to the 2015 draft and you just trade a first-round pick that if the Islanders miss the playoffs, that's falling right in the middle. And it still could be close to the middle if the Islanders lose in the first round. It'll still be a really good pick. It'll be a top 20 pick. So the fact that the Canucks just traded this pick, I disagree, man. I truly think you could have got a stud in the top 20 in the 2015 draft here. And we'll see, guys. We're going to look back at this trade. Whoever ends up with this pick, if it's the Red Wings or they trade it for Chychrun or whoever gets that pick, Canucks fans will look back on it and go, unless Hronek's really successful with this team, they'll look back with frustration. So I just want to talk about it more, guys. I think this is a good fit for the Canucks in terms of Hronek, but the wrong time. A first and second and the first from the Horvat trade. Canucks fans, I'm sorry. I am freaking sorry. The only proper reasoning that you can come out of this is if the Canucks make a couple more deals, recoup the draft picks they just lost in this Hronek trade. So say they get a first, if they retain some off Boeser, they get a first in there. Or say they freaking flip a Villiers. They could do that. They trade Garland. JT Miller. Maybe they get a first round pick in one of those deals, and then maybe they get a second round pick in the other deals. They get the first and second round pick back, and they improve on their defense. In that scenario, maybe you reason with it. But again, I am sorry, Canucks fans. This is a disaster. And again, Filip Hronek could be really good with the Canucks, but this misdirection is so frustrating. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit the notification bell. I hope to see you guys on more videos. I'll be live all day on trade deadline day, and I'll be live tonight as well. See you there.